Hi everyone, it's Danny. So today I'm going to be answering a question sent in by Raul. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Now he's asking if I can do a video on my Phalaenopsis spikes and talk about staking them versus letting them grow free. Now first things first, what we find in stores are not actually Phalaenopsis species. They're very complex hybrids. And this means that the species got hybridized between them, then they got hybridized with their hybrids, and so on and so forth, to create a Phalaenopsis orchid that produces a massive amount of flowers, big blooms, and very tall flower spikes. In nature, species don't usually produce this many blooms, and also the flower size can be quite smaller, and they don't produce as many blooms per stalk. They can produce up to 3 or 4 blooms, maybe, in some cases 1 or 2. Anyway, but they're not that attractive. So this is why people hybridized them and obtained the beautiful and abundant blooming Phalaenopsis that you see today. In nature, there's nobody there to stake them, but there's no need to be staked. For their flower spikes to be staked because they're not heavy. They don't pose any danger of breakage or anything. The flower spikes are short, they don't have too many flowers, so there's really no need. But with our Phalaenopsis hybrids, we need to stake them most of the time, and this is because if we don't stake them, the flower spikes will get so heavy that it will make the pot tip over, or it will be very prone to breakage because of the sheer weight of all these flowers. Now, I've discovered that it's really important to stake them, especially the ones that have huge flowers, like this one. Also, you can see here the buds on this one. You can see this one will produce huge flowers. If I didn't stake them, actually, even if I wasn't afraid that the pot would tip over, I would be afraid that the flower spike could actually break somewhere from the base because of the weight. Now, I do have some Phalaenopsis that I did not stake, like this one, but this one produces tiny flowers or medium-sized flowers. It doesn't produce the huge blooms. Thus, it's not going to get very heavy. I'm going to see how it develops. Usually you find everything staked simply because they want the flower spike to be as economical as possible, to not take that much space when they pack them, when they ship them, when they grow them in their nurseries. But this type of Phalaenopsis you can leave unstaked, I believe, and nothing will happen because the blooms are quite tiny. They're not huge like this one. Maybe they're even less than half the size. Also, with mini Phalaenopsis, I tend not to stake because they have so little blooms and actually so tiny blooms that they're not heavy, so it's not imperative for me to stake them. I also staked a mini Phalaenopsis simply because I just wanted to shape the flower spike. Now when it's growing, the flower spike is pretty flexible and you can shape it in the way you want, because in many cases the spike will actually go to one side or go down depending on your light source, so you can actually shape it when it's flexible, and as time goes by it will get harder and it will remain in the shape that you created for it. So I can simply unstake this mini Phalaenopsis and the flower spike will remain the same. So yeah, that's about it. If you want to stake your Phalaenopsis, then that's a good idea because it just saves space and you know, it's not prone to breakage in any way. You're not gonna tip over the pot, not gonna bump into it. But if you wanna let your Phalaenopsis grow free, you can totally do that. But I would advise to try to let them grow free if they have medium to tiny flowers. Never let a big flowered Phalaenopsis orchid grow freely, because at some point the flower spike will actually break in most cases. Okay, hopefully I answered your question, and thank you for sending in your question. And if you have any other suggestions of videos for me or questions, leave them in a comment and maybe I can do a video on them. So okay, if you like what you see, you can subscribe to my channel, and until next time, happy growing and have a great new year. Bye!